and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Thank you for stopping by today and seeing what I want to talk about. What I would like to talk about is some tips on where to meet men if you are out there dating in your 50s. Not sure if you're new here, but I am a matchmaker and a dating coach in the Chicago area. And I send clients all the time out on dates that I have created for them. When they're doing it on their own, I have a couple suggestions because I like them to also be dating on their own while we're working together. You know, dating is an active skill and it's also a numbers game. So the more you're out there, the more likely you are to meet somebody that you connect with. And where should you go to meet these men, these eligible bachelors, who may just end up being your next boyfriend, best friend, husband maybe even? Stick around, I'm going to tell you right now. Yes, I know it's cliche, you've heard it before, but number one is the grocery store. My mother's talking to random people in the grocery store all the time. I started doing it years ago. Why not make it a man? I just feel it's easy there to connect with people and talk about products. She'll see people with weird vegetables that she doesn't typically buy and she'll ask them how they prepare it because she's never purchased it. You can start any conversation about food or about, you know, what you can do with that, or have you ever tried this? I was buying broccoli sprouts the other day and I asked a person there, didn't happen to be a man, it was a woman, but it just as well could have been a man if I saw one that was interesting, and said, have you heard all the hubbub about broccoli sprouts? And started a conversation with her. Why not a man? Talk to people at the grocery store. Even the line is a good place. If you only have a couple items, give a look like, are you gonna let me go ahead of your full cart? To a nice looking gentleman that piques your interest. Or in reverse, if you've got a full cart, let somebody with 15 items go ahead of you. It's a way to start a conversation. Do you have a dog? The dog park is a great place to not only meet people who are of the opposite sex, but also a great place to meet other dog lovers and maybe create a friendship. Maybe not even a friendship that leaves the dog park, but people have really interesting friendships that have been acquired while standing around and chatting while their dogs are having fun. If you have a dog, check out your park district. A lot of times park districts have parks for dogs. So check out where your nearest dog park is, start a conversation, because it's the most natural thing to do in a dog park. Everybody is talking to strangers there. And you're talking about something that you love, your dog. Oh, and if you don't have a dog, there are tons of them. I was looking yesterday. I thought maybe Tallulah could use a sister or a brother because there are so many of them in the shelters. Please adopt if you're gonna get a dog. Number 3, also a cliche, but I've talked to plenty of really nice and attractive to me, interesting people who are working while also drinking coffee at a coffee shop. Another place people are not at all put off if you start a conversation. It's very, very natural to be speaking to people at a nearby table in a coffee shop. They're on every corner these days, if not the standard one that we all know and love. Then neighborhood coffee shops are plentiful these days. And who doesn't like a cup of coffee or a cup of tea on a nice winter day instead of working from home, or on your way home instead of grabbing something to go inside, do some work on a Saturday at the coffee shop. You sit there for a couple hours, you would be amazed at all the people who come in and make eye contact with you. Great place to meet people and men. Number 4 isn't just about meeting people, because while you're waiting for a partner to share things with, you have to remember to continue to take care of yourself and be learning and be nurturing your own self. So taking a class or going to hear a lecture somewhere, those are things you do for yourself. And to keep yourself, as we always talk about here, keeps you putting yourself out there and learning and growing and knowing what's going on in the world. I have a friend who was taking a current events class to discuss the things that are going on in the news. And that was very, very interesting. I thought, oh, I do that with my friends. But if I didn't have a couple friends who love talking about that, I would definitely sign up for that class. A cooking class, going to hear a lecture or hear a book reading, an author, those are a really, really good place to get to for yourself, and with the side benefit of being able to meet other people, male and female again. And while we're talking about doing something for yourself, Meetup groups are like that. Did you know about meetup.com? There's one in every city, every major metropolitan area. has meetup groups. Everywhere I've had clients anyway, and definitely here in the Chicago area. And they are not just what people typically think of when they think of the original meetup groups, which was, here, you're 30 to 50, come meet at this bar for a drink and meet singles. It's not like that. Whatever your interest is, you can go and find a meetup group that has that very same interest. They can be as simple as Scrabble players. I have a friend who was doing cross-country skiing. They would find a different place to see the beauty of nature and cross-country ski that area at different parks and forest areas. I know people who are making an independent film. There are photography meetups. There are dancing, specific types of dancing. So whatever's interesting to you, go do that. And while you're there, there are other people who enjoy that. Who is better to meet than people who already share your interest and are willing to put themselves out there to enjoy it? I hesitated putting this one in here, this number 6, but it's old school. It's the bars. The dance clubs, the nightclub, the corner tavern, whatever. I think a great excuse for going to a bar would be to go hear live music or dance. If you enjoy live music, grab a friend, go out on a Friday night, see who's there. You might just have a great time with your friend, but you might meet somebody interesting who also loves live music or likes disco dancing. And before we leave the nightclub, bar, dancing, live music situation, it is what you make out of it. If you are like, oh my God, I'm going to a bar to pick up men, then that's what it is. But if you're like, I'm just going to have a great time and be out and be amongst people and be social, then that's what it is. You make the experience with where you set your expectations and your mind. So you do that for you. And finally, we wrap it up with number 7, which is you can meet men anywhere. If your head is in the right space, you're open to it, and you're friendly, and you have a smile on your face. Anywhere you go that there are men, you can start a conversation, you can introduce yourself, you can offer a comment, you can offer a compliment, you can say hello. It can be as easy as smiling and saying hello. But if you have that positive energy and that openness coming from you, and you're willing to put yourself out there and risk somebody saying, okay, lady, what's the worst they could do? Just think you're extra friendly? Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Just anywhere you go. I met somebody, I'm recruiting all the time for clients, and I have to be meeting people constantly to assess whether they're suitable to meet clients that are current or future. So I'm always interested in meeting people, and I can easily just talk to anybody and ask if they're single. You could tell them you're a matchmaker. Later on, you can confide that you're a matchmaker for yourself only. One client, me. That's pretty clever, actually. Going to share that with my clients. That's 7 places you can meet men. And I think that number 7 being anywhere rounds that out nicely at 1,000,000. So there you go. So thank you for stopping by. As always, I appreciate it. Please subscribe if you are interested in more episodes like this about dating and dating advice, or makeup tutorials, beauty, fashion, all that kind of stuff. I have a recipe I need to share with you at some point. Hit that ring bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video, and I will look forward to seeing you that next time. Until then, have a good one.